This is a broadcast of smallcapstreet.com, a financial communications, investor relation, and investor awareness firm. Smallcapstreet.com has not been compensated for this audio interview. Smallcapstreet.com does receive compensation for consulting, investor relation, and investor awareness services from their clients. This is not an offer to buy or sell a security. Information in this broadcast is intended solely for informational purposes and is not intended to, nor should it be construed as investment advice. You should assume that the officers, directors, and employees of smallcapstreet.com or financial analysts mentioned and their families hold a position and intend to trade in these securities for their own accounts. As in all investments, an investment in a featured company carries an investment risk. Investors should review thoroughly with a registered investment advisor or a registered stockbroker. This broadcast does not purport to be a complete study of the featured company or another company mentioned. Information used as a statement of fact have been obtained from the featured company and other sources, but not verified nor guaranteed by smallcapstreet.com as to completeness or accuracy. Such information is subject to change without notice. You're listening to the financial community's leading source for in-depth interviews. Up next, in a presentation of smallcapstreet.com's Sean Zernhelt.
A big welcome to everyone. Thanks for joining us at smallcapstreet.com. I'm your host, Sean Zernhelt, and today we are very happy to have on the program Rimrock Gold Corporation. Joining us today will be Jordan Starkman, the CEO. Jordan, we're happy to have you. How are you doing today?
Great to be here, Sean, and I truly do appreciate you having me on the show.
Thanks for showing up. I do appreciate it. I know the investors and listeners out there are very interested to hear about your company. I know not a lot of them a knowledge of what your company is all about. Obviously, it's a gold company. Can you give us an overview of the properties and Rimrock Gold as a whole?
Yeah, sure. Sean, we have 4 specific properties. All 4 of our properties are located in the state of Nevada, which we feel is a very active region right now and has produced over 150 million ounces of gold in the last 50 years. The 4 properties are focused specifically on either Midas Trend or Carlin Trend mineralization, and our properties are right at the cross section of either one of these major trends. The first property that we have is our flagship property, the Rimrock property, and this is a Midas-style gold-silver property situated on the Midas Gold Trend in the northern Nevada Rift area, and it also does lie along the Carlin Trend, the Carlin Gold Trend. Now, the Rimrock property is made up of 54 claims covering approximately 1,100 acres of land. We have performed extensive work on the Rimrock property, starting with some soil sampling. We have also recently completed our CS-AMT geophysics survey, and the results from that did reinforce what we initially saw in the soil sampling on our major dilation zone. And from that, we are now in a situation where we do have several targets that we are prepared and willing to drill this coming year, 2014. The second property is our Silver Cloud property. We recently made an acquisition expanding our West Silver Cloud property, which we think is actually crucial to our company's success. We acquired from Geologics Exploration their Nevada land position with a tremendous amount of drilling data, including geophysics and significant ore grade holes. Silver Cloud consists of 552 mining claims totaling 11,200 acres. Plus, we also do hold 38 claims making up the West Silver Cloud property, which is approximately 760 acres of land. Our third property is the Pony Spur property, which comprises 7 mining claims totaling 140 acres. It is somewhat smaller than the other 2, but it does lie on the Carlin Trend as well. We have 1 drill hole with gold mineralization, although not at depth, and we still do believe that there is a lot of potential at Pony Spur. Our fourth property is the Ivanhoe Creek, which is our most recent acquisition. The Ivanhoe Creek property is made up of 22 mining claims, 440 acres, and it is situated north central Nevada along the north side of the Hollister property. So those would be our 4 properties that we control.
Those 4 properties sound very promising. I know that from past experiences, and our listeners would like to know this also, are there properties near you that have existing production? And what about access to your properties? Is that an issue?
Well, you know, Sean, there's an old adage that said that the best place to find a new mine is next to an old mine. And if that's the case, well, we are situated next to two of the most prolific projects in Nevada. Our Rimrock property is situated 8 kilometers northwest of Waterton Global's Hollister Gold Silver Mine and approximately 16 kilometers southeast of Newmont's Midas Mine property. In saying that, our Silver Cloud property lies 3.8 kilometers to the southwest of the Hollister Mine and is also approximately 16 kilometers southeast of Newmont's Midas Mine. And it is important to note that Newmont's Midas Mine is currently producing gold and silver from high-grade volcanic epithermal veins and has produced approximately 4 million ounces of gold to date. Next is the Ivanhoe Creek property, which again lies immediately adjacent to the north end of the Hollister Mine, so very, very close proximity, right beside. From an infrastructure standpoint, it's important to note that we cannot be situated any better than we are. Everything that we have is right there. We have water, we have electricity, we have roads. It's all there without the need to commit millions of dollars in development.
With that said, with the access there, the promising lands that you have situated where they are, what's the work that's been done to date? And is there any historical drilling that's been done on those properties?
Yeah. You know what, as for the history of these properties, there has been extensive work performed by the previous owners. Rimrock has inherited a very comprehensive database reflecting previous exploration campaigns, drilling campaigns, and these campaigns were initiated by Newmont, Placer Dome, Teck, Geologics, and we're really excited about the prospects of, more importantly, the Silver Cloud property. Geologics, their latest 2 drill holes at Silver Cloud encountered several zones of gold mineralization, and previous drilling by Placer and Teck encountered local zones of very high-grade gold mineralization. Now, the 2 drill holes that we intend to follow up on are one with 145 grams per ton over 1.5 meters, and the other which is 12.2 meters of 5.4 grams per ton. Now, in saying that, Sean, mercury, thallium, and other types of mineralization are strong signatures for deep-bound gold mineralization. And we have 3 mercury mines on our Rimrock property, and the surface signature on the property is very similar to what we see at the Midas Mine.
The next question I know my listeners would love to hear is, we run across properties like this all the time, junior exploration companies. What makes RMRK different? What makes you special?
Yeah, you know, great question. What really makes us different from many of the other junior companies out there, as far as we're concerned, is our business model. And what's really important in regards to Rimrock is learning from other junior companies' past mistakes. And what we've essentially done here is reverse engineered that process. So what we have are what we believe to be some of the greatest properties in northern Nevada. And for us, fundamentally speaking, this is definitely a key component for our company. With our recent acquisition and increased land holdings, Rimrock is now a significant player when it comes to junior exploration companies in the northern Nevada Rift, holding over 13,000 acres of land. Second point is the location of our properties we feel is very, very important. We feel working in a friendly state like Nevada really enables us to operate with no political risks and offers huge upside potential. We are in one of the most robust areas in Nevada, located right near the Midas Trend and the Carlin Trend, which again is a very prolific district. Next, I would have to say is the quality of our projects. You know, they're very, very impressive. The surface signatures from our geological mapping matches some of the largest deposits that Nevada hosts. The company also holds or has the rights to 100% of our properties. We have no work commitments, which we believe gives us really that strong strategic edge, as our expenses are kept very, very low. And aside from the BLM fees, payment to Allied Nevada, $50,000 each year, the lawyers, accountants, we really do not have a significant cash outlay. Now, in addition to that, the company has also put together a stellar management team with several geologists with quite a bit of history and experience in our sector, in this sector. Our geologists and our strategic advisory board really provides us with the depth and knowledge that we need in able to effectively advance our projects. So I think that those aspects right there really are key to us and make us stand out among some of the other juniors out there.
Let's talk a little bit about your management team. I know for companies such as yours and in most companies, it can be very, very important. Tell me about your management team.
Yeah. Well, what we've done with the management team here, Sean, is we've in essence segregated the people in the management team to focus specifically on their strengths. My strong suit is really ensuring that the company is running effectively and making sure everyone is doing their jobs appropriately. The technical side of the company is being run by our VP and head of exploration, Richard Redfern, who is a director of the company as well. Richard is a geologist by trade. He has worked for many, many years in the industry, well over 30 years as a geologist. He's worked for companies such as Rimrock Gold, Homestake, just to name a few. And he's had a tremendous amount of success in the field. So we are certainly very, very pleased to have him on board. On our strategic advisory board, which will continue to grow, we have a gentleman by the name of Alain Champagne, who is the founder of Nemaska Lithium. Nemaska Lithium holds one of the, if not the largest lithium deposit in North America. Alain was the founder of Nemaska, and his properties were the founding properties for Nemaska's launch. Next, we have on the strategic advisory board, we have Ari Blaine, who is a partner at Uptick Capital. He has worked in the finance industry as a managing director at a New York Stock Exchange member firm. He's run a hedge fund in the past for a number of years. He's advised companies in terms of raising capital and structuring corporate transactions. And in addition to Ari, we also have Larry Cornsey on our advisory board. And we're certainly very, very pleased to have Larry on board. Larry was probably one of the most instrumental people at Barrick. He was head of exploration in North America for Barrick Gold, and he was instrumental in finding the Gold Strike deposit in Nevada and really managing that property, which is one of the largest deposits in Nevada. Larry certainly carries a tremendous amount of weight in the sector, very well known throughout the industry, and again, certainly a strong asset to have him on board.
Well, it certainly sounds like you have a strong team put together. Can you tell me a little bit about some of the milestones that you've achieved in the past year, what that team has managed to get done for RMRK?
Yeah, sure. You know what, it's been a very active 2013. We initially closed on our Nevada property acquisition this past February. The company at that time also closed a $500,000 financing. We at the same time changed the name of the company from Tucana Lithium to Rimrock Gold. Then after that closing, what we did was we went out and we did some soil sampling. We did our geophysics as well at that time. The results, again, were very, very favorable, and we brought on board some really key players onto the advisory board and overall built a solid team. The acquisition of the geologics property, Silver Cloud, was a tremendous success for us this past May. We are now a significant player in the region and certainly very thrilled with the acquisition. We have Geologics now as a shareholder. Tech Resources is a shareholder as well. Royal Gold holds a 2% NSR on the Silver Cloud property specifically. And this really provides us with tremendous upside potential to explore and potentially discover another Midas or Hollister deposit. More recently, though, to close out the year, this past October, the company also acquired the Ivanhoe Creek property. And that's pretty much closed out our year so far.
Jordan, if you could, explain your capital structure. Are there any convertibles or significant debt along with that also?
I'll give you a brief overview of the capital structure, Sean. We are quoted on the OTCQB under the symbol RMRK. Currently, as of the last 10K, we have approximately 35.5 million shares outstanding. And based upon yesterday's close, our market cap is slightly under $4 million. We have 2.5 million warrants outstanding, exercisable at 30 cents per share. Now, out of the 35.5 million shares outstanding, approximately 18 million shares are held by Zahav Resources, and approximately 5 million shares are held by management and strategic advisors to the company. Based upon our recent acquisition, Geologics, which is a TSX venture company, and Tech Resources, which is a New York Stock Exchange listed company, hold 400,000 shares and 100,000 shares respectively. The company is also proud to say that we have no convertible notes at all, we have no preferred shares, and we have no significant debt at all on the books right now.
That sounds excellent. It looks like you have a very clean company there. Moving forward, what can we expect for 2014?
Yeah, we expect 2014 to be a pretty busy year. Our first goal is really to study the newly acquired Silver Cloud drill core, really in an effort to develop new drill targets for potential gold-silver development at Silver Cloud. We do have the brightest minds who are working on this in order to prepare an effective plan of action going forward. After a brief initial study of the company's new database, including previous exploration campaigns conducted on the Silver Cloud property, this has actually led to the discovery of a fourth and possibly very significant new target extension of one of the southernmost vein systems occurring directly on the Hollister mine property. The company now will conduct further research on this target zone in advance of possible drilling in 2014. We would also like to complete a second round of financing and to drill the Rimrock property. As I stated earlier, our goal is to drill 5 holes on Rimrock. It will be a 1,500 meter drill program, and we believe that will probably keep us busy until midsummer. In addition to all of that, we certainly do look forward to keeping shareholders up to date in 2014, and we look forward to an even more exciting new year for our shareholders.
Okay, Jordan, I can appreciate that. Thanks for sharing that with us. One more question, if you don't mind. What is the long-term objective goal for Rimrock Gold Corporation? What can the listeners and investors out there expect to see from your company long-term?
Yeah. Well, we feel it is important to have a long-term game plan in place, and really our focus and model is to go ahead and prove up as many ounces as possible through future drilling programs. Our goal is to prove up a significant resource, and we would very much like to replicate what Frontier Gold has done, which is prove it up and have a major come knocking on the door. It is a little bit too early to determine if we will be producing or not, but one thing is for certain, and one thing I can tell you is that we will do what is definitely in the best interest of the shareholders and do what is needed to create significant shareholder value.
Jordan, I appreciate you coming on the show. I know the listeners do too. We look forward to having you back in 2014 if you'd be so kind as Jonas to give us an update.
Perfect. Thanks very much, Sean. Again, I appreciate you having me on the show again.
Thanks again, Jordan. For Jordan Starkman, this is Sean Zernhelt signing off. Have a great day.
SmallCapStreet.com, today's leader in IR capital formation and retail support, provides its clients with the highest level of service. Our audio interviews are disseminated to one of the largest opt-in audiences available today. How? We at SmallCapStreet.com believe in aligning and affiliating ourselves with others in the investment community by sharing resources. Each affiliated firm is made that much stronger, and each client is served that much better. Our focus is to identify and provide the very best financial services and solutions available to clients and their shareholders. For more information about our services, please call us or visit SmallCapStreet.com.